AnimeSecrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
Tokusatsu, taking the form of many shows including Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Metal Heroes. And today, a group of fans come together to review it for you as Toku Secrets. Hey guys, this is Niven Dasa from AnimeSecrets.org, and today we are continuing our Toku Secrets series. We are with our Kamen Rider Ghost reviews. Now, as we said in our duo to review, now since we're trying to catch up, we're going to be reviewing multiple episodes in one video. And today in Toku Secrets, we are going to be reviewing episodes 17 through 20 of Kamen Rider Ghost. As always, I am your host, Nathan Dasa, and joining me today for this review is...
Hey, my name is Anthony Davis. I'm also Anton Davis 32 on Twitter. Well, my name is Green Boy, but I go by Green Boy on Twitter. But yeah, anyway. And I'm also joined by...
Hey guys, Rizwan here. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CMDDrake. I'm the Blue Commander of Toku Sentai Didsranger. And all around awesome Cajun Indian, and I'm joined by...
Alright, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Ronald Budsy, a.k.a. the American Sniper, a.k.a. the Green Terrier, a.k.a. the Muffin Man, a.k.a. Mr. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, a.k.a. Mr. Buy It All, then Spend It all in one day, a.k.a. Mr. Bank Accounts on freeze because they're so full of ice, aka young Supreme King, aka...
Hey Ronald, you're done.
Yep, you're done. The minute that you say a second AKA, that means you're done.
Why you gotta cut me off?
You kind of started repeating yourself.
I never cut you guys off.
Because you never stopped. Anyway,
So joining us also today, we have a new regular podcaster here in Toku Secrets, and in case you're wondering, that whole new hiring thing is still open, but for right now we have hired a new person, and his name is Christopher Ryan, and this is his first review. So, say hi to the people, Chris.
How's it going, guys? My name's Chris, and I also go by NekoRyusei, and you can find me on Twitter by NekoRyuseiVA. I promise you the VA stands for visually attractive. Or vicious ant. That's usually the case. Vicious ant, yes.
Alright then.
I'm sure the crowd loves you already, man. Anyway, you say yes. Chris is our new regular podcaster here at Toku Secret. We're hoping to get at least 2 more people. We have one more guy in mind. Unfortunately, he's not responding to us yet, but we're still encouraging you to apply to join us in case you're still interested. So that thing is still open. So
and to join us, just email me at drake@animesecrets.org. I'll pass that on to Nathan, and we'll have a good old time with that. Also, real quick announcement for everyone. Nathan sort of hinted at us in a previous podcast, but due to scheduling conflicts with all of us, I'll be stepping back as the leader of Toku Secrets after this episode and handing off completely to Nathan. He'll be stepping in as the new leader and manager of Toku Secrets. I'll be dealing with some personal stuff at school and focusing more on Anime Declassified, the other podcast that Anime Secrets host. So yeah.
And I work nights, so
Dang, now we gotta upload a video doing a Super Sentai handoff with you guys.
Oh my god!
Just Photoshop them faces.
No, Nathan. We're meeting in a few weeks.
Yep, we got to do that at MechaCon.
Yep.
Now, and just in case you want
to do it,
Riz will still be with us here on Toku Secrets. It's just Anime Declassified is going to be his main series that he's going to be focusing on. So he's not going away. It's just
unless
he just won't be here.
I'm just working. So I'm still part of the group. It's just I'm be
Yeah.
Be here and there every now and then.
Plus,
it's okay. I'll take your spot, bro.
Plus, I'll be stealing Anthony over to Anime Declassified a lot more to help me out with getting that one going. If you're interested in anime podcasting, I'll be putting out some information on applying for that as well. In a week or two, probably, once I get more stuff finalized and figured out and all that good stuff. So,
Anyway, I'll do Riz Proud as the leader of Toku Secrets.
you damn well better. I'm gonna demote you and give it to Mr. AKA, and you don't want that.
Oh
No, I
god.
don't. So,
Man,
All we would get is a bunch of AKAs for like 20 minutes, and then we're not even gonna start the review till like.
Hey
after
man, every AKA brings in another subscriber. I don't want to hear it.
You sure about that?
and how come we don't have 1 million subscribers yet, dude?
that. Yeah. Explain
They're coming, okay? They have lives. Don't freaking force them. Jeez. I'm here being considerate, and you're here trying to force people into joining us. Like, no.
Don't make me take your icons like Makoto did.
Anyway,
He doesn't have any icons. All he has is Edison and Ore.
Well, I'm taking that too.
Let's move on to the main subject of this. So, to kind of give you a basic gist of to cap on what happened with Ghost, in case you haven't been following our podcast as much. Basically, in episode 16, which was the last episode, to cut a long story short, Alan became Kamen Rider Necron through a system that was created in the Gamma world. He was easily able to walk through Takaru and Makoto, and he hinted that there's no conflicts in the Gamma world. Then we briefly saw this new villain. He's going to be in this episode. He's actually going to become a much bigger villain. His name is Igor, and he's basically a scientist from the Gamma world. So, yeah. So, starting off, we have episode 17, and episode 17 is called "Gorgeous," the Maboroshi Queen. I can't remember how to pronounce that word. It's the Japanese word for illusion. And as we said before, we're not going to be going plot for plot. I'm just going to give you the basic gist of these episodes. So, pretty much what's happening in this is Takaru he starts off by wondering about what Alan said in the Gamma world, and he wants to befriend Alan because Takaru pretty much wants to make friends with pretty much anybody that he can. Not to the same degree as Gentoro and Forze, but still. And meanwhile, there's this Ganma. It's called the Knife Ganma, who's like this Jack the Ripper sort of villain, who's going around and he's causing all this like purplish pink fog to spew all over the place, and he's killing women in the fog. And
taking their souls.
Yeah,
Don't forget that.
He reaps the souls.
Yep. They should have done a Grim Reaper-esque thing in that case then. Honestly, not a knife theme. But
ironically, something happened similar to if you ever watched Soul Eater, then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've seen some episodes of Soul Eater. I know what you're talking
Except
about.
in that one, they actually did kill them and then take their souls. But yeah.
So while this is happening, Takaru, Onari, and Akari, they meet this mysterious woman. She has blue eyes, and she's like dressed in like classical Japanese woman-esque stuff. She has a kimono on, and she's carrying around an umbrella, and she's able to somehow predict when these attacks are going to happen each time. And yeah, go ahead.
No, but only because of the Himiko icon.
Yes, because we might as well say this. There's a new luminary in this episode. Gramps eventually warns Takaru of this. She's possessed by the next luminary, her name is, apparently she was the queen of a place, according to the summary that I'm looking at here, it looks like a Yamatai Koku, not sure how to pronounce that, but her name is Himiko, and I don't know anything about that, so if Anthony or Chris knew anything about Himiko, that would be a good time to give the basic.
I think she was like a queen or something, or like a priestess of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I did try doing research on it the other day, but I didn't really understand.
She was the queen.
Yeah, and then there was like 3 different versions. Like there was like the Japanese, the Chinese, and the Korean version of her. I think it was weird when I was looking it up.
So I guess we could say she's just a Japanese queen then, of a certain city.
She's a shaman.
And it's like a
Shaman queen.
It's like a shrine priestess or something.
Yeah, she's like
shaman.
a shrine priestess queen of some sort.
Well, there's something that happens here. The Newton icon during this episode starts flying away for some mysterious reason. In fact, Takaru later finds it on a swing set. And
That
when the
was
knife
so
gun
adorable. That was so adorable.
so when the knife gamma attacks again, Onari actually tries to fight him off. He comes in with his spear, trying to, fight him off because he's undergone intense training, and his face gets cut up. But kudos to Onari for trying to fight. It was actually kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie.
It was as admirable, but it was kind of
so convenient that he didn't just die right there. Like, the knife gun must seriously could have just killed him right there.
All he did was
come on, man. Plot armor.
That plot armor.
Plot armor doesn't only apply to main characters.
So, while he's being attacked, Makoto shows up to fight the knife gamma, but while he's fighting it, Alan shows up. He transforms into Necrom, and as per usual, he easily defeats Makoto and forces him to detention. And then after that, Alan
Makoto needs to get good.
What's up?
Said Makoto needs to get good.
Yeah. And then while Makoto is pretty much dazed, Alan dehensions, and he puts the standard Necrom icon that he uses to transform into Makoto Ghost because I guess we call it the Ghost Driver since it's pretty much the same thing as Takari.
It's the Ghost Driver. It's literally the Ghost Driver.
And Makoto transforms into a new form of a Spectre form, Necrom, where he is apparently, thanks I guess to the authority that Alan has over the Necrom icon, he's pretty much under Alan's control. Like, he can't talk or anything. He's pretty much Alan's slave.
He's possessed?
Yeah. And apparently Alan is also happy about this because he's made Makoto into his true friend. So I guess
his
maybe...
best friend, though.
I guess that's
he does not know what friends are. That's
He's
not
not
how you do your friends.
Guys. He's not a true friend, though.
No, he's not a true bro.
He's not a bro.
He's an anti-bro.
He's an anti-bro.
No, not the anti-bros.
The anti-bros, anything but them.
We are a society that we do not condone any anti-bro-ish tendencies.
Olden bros, man. Olden bros.
So when the knife gamma attempts to attack again, and Onari's upset because he pretty much got his face cut up. Akari, because we have to get the other supporting character in on this episode too, she wants to try and fight this gamma off with science because it's worked so well in the past, hasn't it?
Science! Beautiful, beautiful.
Because obviously ghosts don't exist. It's all ruse.
And I'm just like, seriously, just stop. Like, she just needs to stop. But I still like her though. Like, she's still a cool character. It's just that it was still annoying that she just couldn't see that. Yes, there are ghosts. Like, just learn, man. Just
At this
accept
point,
it.
she's just in denial.
And during the fight,
Really?
up. And during the fight, when the knife gamma attacks again, she shows up. She's wearing like a bicycle helmet and some pads that like a baseball catcher wears. And she tries to use this like gun that kind of looks like the revealing fire that she created earlier on in the episode. It's a new like anti-gamma weapon, which I'm guessing she calls the. According to this, it's the Shirai Nui
Plus.
Shirai Plus. And while this is happening, Kanon, she's talking to Alan, trying to figure out where Makoto is, and he just said, "Nope, I don't know where Makoto is. Nope, no idea." And
why you lying?
Right.
Why you always lying?
Oh my god.
Stop lying.
I was thinking that exact thing.
I wish we would play like a clip of that and just be like,
right.
Now after that, Makari gets defeated. Well, of course, you knew that was going to happen, and this actually kind of starts a sort of kind of ish rivalry with her and Igor.
Oh, it's only begun, man. It's only
The
begun.
battle is still raging on at episode 37, by the way.
Yes.
Just throwing this out there.
Because much like Akari is a scientist in this world, in our world, Igor is a scientist in the Gamma world, and he starts taunting Akari, saying that she's imperfect and all that, and she pretty much taunts Akari, and she ends up getting greatly injured. And then, while trying to fight off the Gamma, the Himiko luminary gets out of the woman's body and it transforms into an icon, which Takaru is then able to use to transform to his Himiko form, which of course is colored pink because I guess Takaru is secure enough with his manhood to be wearing pink. And
lots of men.
Obviously, pink is the new black, bro. It's fine.
Once you go pink, you can't go back. Wait, that's the wrong color.
I think it's kind of like like kind of messed up. Is like that's the only girl icon in this entirety of the icons.
Which is really weird because like whenever like he actually talks to it, like it has a man's voice.
Yeah.
So that threw me off like really like a lot. Like whenever I was watching it with my significant other, I was just like, why is it a dude? But if you don't mind if I say something,
go for it.
While you were doing the whenever you were summarizing earlier, you kind of forgot to mention why like the Newton icon ran away.
Yeah.
Because because I didn't know if you were getting to that yet, but the reason why it ran away was because like Himiko and Newton apparently mixed like oil and water. And
that's kind of an issue that comes in later in the episode.
I thought that actually comes up next episode.
I thought it was like an episode later too. Oh well.
Yeah.
Now, before we continue on, and this is something that the others have told me is a problem even later in the series. Takaru in this episode, and this is something I've noticed that he's been doing like way too much. Each time he's transforming now, he transforms straight to Tocom Boost, which as we know is an alternate form, and like his default form O-Ray, we don't see that anymore, and I think that just totally sucks. I mean, I get that O-Ray is the weakest form, and I guess it shows him to be a bit more proactive by using his most powerful form, but he
used it in like a way later episode, so just be aware.
You can't use O-Ray a bit more often. I mean, are we just going to be restricted to seeing O-Ray in the opening sequence?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so with his new Himiko Damashi, Takaru fights off the knife gun, although he doesn't destroy it. And then the woman who was possessed by Himiko, she gives them these like keychains, which are essentially just advertisements for the upcoming movie. She gives them a Kamen Rider Ghost keychain, a one for Kamen Rider Drive, and then this other one for the Kamen Rider Ichigo thing, like the original Kamen Rider, because that was
she didn't give him a Drive one.
Oh yeah. That was a bag.
It was literally just Ghost and Ichigo, or like Buff Ichigo.
And the episode ends with Alan just watching from everything from above, and he's got his best friend Necrom Spectre by his side.
Oh no!
So then that moves on to this next step, which is because Kamen Rider Ghost has now gone into like the multi.
You got really soft there, bro. Talk louder.
But like, did you mention the point wherever like after she gave him the keychain, she's like, "Oh, this keychain is like represents a great warrior that you'll meet in the future," which hints at the movie.
Yep, that's
the Ichigo movie.
That's mentioning with the keychains, I think.
So then we have. Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Oh no, I was making sure your mic was better because you're kind of soft for a minute there.
Sorry about that. Am I good now?
You're good now.
Okay, so then we move on to episode 18. It's called Reverse Mysterious Science. To pretty much continue on with this, Akari's frustrated by all the crap that she got from Igor, and she almost got her soul taken away, which is something that happens way too many times. And she's also annoyed by Igor and
that KMS.
Crazy bad scientist.
And Takaru is really frustrated with Newton running off, and he actually gets this vision. He actually gets this vision much later on where he has like a vision of the Gamma world. Since apparently Urison shows up saying that he had gone somewhere much scarier last time he disappeared. And we continue on with pretty much what happens. Alan and Cannon are going around, just hanging out with Cannon, trying to get Alan's help finding Makoto. And we actually get a flashback that shows Makoto and Cannon as kids first arriving in the Gamma world, where we show them first meeting Alan. They're being guided around by someone who I can only assume is like maybe she's Alan's sister, mother. Okay, maybe not mother because she looks way too young to be that. But
well, she technically, she could technically pass off as a mom. They don't age in there, remember?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, they don't age because Alan looks the exact same age that back then as he does now. So, and pretty much this is to kind of establish the relationship that Alan had with Makoto and Cannon during their time in the Gamma world, and how Cannon was afraid of him at first, but now they're better. Yeah, wait until you find out what happens later, Cannon. And so they're going around. Takaru's still having visions of the Gamma world, and he's really scared of it. Since of course, when you see the Gamma world, of course you're going to be afraid. Cannon and Alan, they go over to that takoyaki stand, which was run by what was the name of
Fumi?
Yeah, Grandma Fumi. And she's all like, "Oh, you have a new boyfriend, Cannon," which is kind of weird.
The celebrity boyfriend. Remember that.
Mm-hmm. So then while going around, Takaru finds Alan and starts to suspect that he has Makoto, and he gets into a fight with Alan, who has to use this other icon to transform. Because remember, the Necrom icon is with Makoto now.
Uses the Sanzo one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I'm guessing is one of the two luminary icons that he had in his possession. And Makoto shows up, and he easily defeats Takaru, and this causes Cannon to realize what's happening with Makoto, and she becomes all upset. Meanwhile, Akari's trying to figure out a way to fight off Igor and defeat the knife icon. No, not knife icon, knife Gamma. Sorry about that. And then the whole and I have a hard time memorizing the plot, but basically to cut a long story short, she manages to use her weapon with improvements to fight off the knife Ganma, and then Takaru shows up and he transforms into his Himiko Damashi again, and he's able to win this time because he uses his sunglasses slasher to combine the power of Himiko and Newton, who, as we mentioned before, wasn't able to work. Well, he kept on running away because apparently Newton and Himiko, the luminaries, have issues with each other. But they make up happy, and with their combined power, Takaru is able to defeat the Knife Gamma. And then we end with there's a brief flashback where we see Alan training with Makoto, and
that looked hardcore.
Yeah. And we end with Takaru hoping that he can understand Alan someday, which of course is probably going to happen. So on the whole, with this two-parter, I think it was decent. Personally, I liked it. I think the first one was kind of slow, but I think the second part got a bit more exciting with showing us some more of Makoto and Cannon's past in the Gamma world. Unfortunately, Takaru doesn't really have much to do here. He's because this episode is more about Akari, which is fine because it's cool to give all these supporting characters focus episodes. But
yeah, I was about to say I like having the side characters, some characterization at some point, and giving Akari something like a weapon or some kind of tools he can use to not feel worthless is a great thing for her, especially like, almost 20 episodes in. All we've seen her do is like do some research in the lab. Now she's on the field fighting, and that's really cool.
And she even has her own rival.
Yeah. So yeah, I like it.
But we're not done yet because Makoto is also still under Alan's control. You were going to say something, Riz?
No, not yet. Keep going.
Okay, so now we move on to the next episode. It's episode 19, which is called Explosion Paint from Your Heart. And pretty much with this, Makoto is still under Alan's control, and what happens here is that there's this painting Ganma who's going around, and he's pretty much anything that he sees that's pretty, like he really likes, he starts painting a picture on this little pad. But the problem is that when he starts painting, literally the thing that he's painting turns into like his actual painting thing. Like, like for example, he starts painting something like Onari's head, because yes, he does that, and the painting.
He has a weird fascination with Onari's head.
It's round.
Yeah.
He likes anything round.
Oh yeah, that's
He likes
Onari's
round
head is
things.
round, so...
He likes round things.
Yeah, and he paints part of a building, and it turns into a painting, and he paints this jungle gym at a playground, and it starts turning into a painting. Like, you get the gist.
Spoilers. This character is really important later, and him painting the buildings is actually super important to everything.
And of course, since this Gamma isn't harmless, Takaru immediately wants to start to try making friends with it. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, Kanon is begging Alan to give Makoto back, and then Makoto shows up. There's another fight between Takaru and Necrom and Makoto, and Kanon gets a bit more upset because, like, during the fight, I'm pretty sure, like, she almost like jumps into the fight while Makoto is fighting Takaru and almost gets herself killed. And she's apparently upset that Makoto didn't recognize her. And yeah, there's pretty much nothing else that goes on in this episode. It's pretty slow, honestly, but
There's internet else going on.
To pretty much cut the long story short, Makoto's still evil. He fights Takaru. Kanon is upset. We get a little bit of Alan's backstories. We figure out that his father in the Gamma world is praying for like perfect harmony, and they have to fight this paint Ganma that's painting all these beautiful pictures, but it's for the most part harmless. And Takaru wants to make friends with him. So now we move on into the final episode we're going to be reviewing for this video. It's called Explode Flames of Friendship. And pretty much to continue on with this, Takaru really wants to make friends with this paint Gamma, I guess as a little bit of like a prerequisite of possibly becoming friends with Alan too, because that's a major thing that he wants to achieve right now. And
he believes he can because he sees the love and the friendship that Makoto and Alan have for each other, and he's like, well, if my best friend can see all this in him, clearly I'm missing something, and I want to be the same as he is. So let me do what I can to become his friend, without really considering he's the bad guy, and you can't be friends with the bad guy. But he becomes friends with the bad guy at some point, I hope.
He tries to befriend the paint Gamma, but apparently it's called the art supply Gamma, for the record. Sorry about that. But the art supply Gamma apparently was told that humans can't be trusted, so he's not sure if he can be friends with Takaru. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Kanon starts stalking Alan, like pretty much demanding that he give back Makoto. And while Takaru is confronting Alan, the art supply Gamma is actually listening in on their conversation. Of course, he's not seen. and he hears Chikaru say some stuff, and I guess about pretty much like wanting to befriend the Gamma and how they don't have to be enemies and all that. So then we arrive at I don't even know what to call this kind of place. I guess it's like some kind of sort of like construction site or some storage depot. I don't know.
It's a rock quarry, actually, I believe.
Yeah. Alan brings Makoto out. Pretty much everybody is here. Takaru, Kanon, Alan, Onari, Akari, and Makoto. Makoto attempts to attack Takaru, only for the art supply Gamma, who has finally, seen that humans can be trusted. He runs in and he takes the shot and supposedly dies. And no, I said the word supposedly. And then when Makoto attempts to attack again, both Takaru and Kanon, they pretty much tackle him, trying to get him to remember. And long story short, pretty much the Necrom icon is expelled from his Ghost Driver and falls back into Alan's hands, and Makoto was saved. So then, both our good Kamen Riders come together and they fight against Alan, and I don't want to. And as per usual, Alan manages to easily walk through them at first, but then they combine their.
Oh yeah, I like this teamwork. I love the teamwork in this fight.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly how this goes, but from what I remember.
I remember. I got this.
Yeah,
okay, so Alan's at first whooping them 2-on-1, right? So then what they decide to do is Takaru hands Makoto the Edison icon so that Takaru will distract him and make Alan do the dissipation thing and turn himself into like some liquid thing, which I didn't know that was a liquid at first, by the way, but I guess now it's confirmed. Because when he does that, then that makes it a good conduit for electricity. So Makoto shoots him with electricity and then paralyzes him there. And then so Takaru goes in. Wait, who was the first one that went in? Yeah, I think it was Takaru. Yeah, he goes in for a rider kick. Alan just weaves that like, ha, you thought that would work on me, but then it shows that was actually a distraction for Makoto's rider kick, and he hits him. So that was pretty cool.
It's a double Omega Drive that doesn't defeat Alan, mind you, but it does cause him damage. He gets knocked off his feet and all that.
Yeah.
Now, at first, it looks like Alan's ready to fight back, but then because he gets a message, he gets interrupted, and he has to leave. And the episode ends. The art supply Ganma, having just fainted, he survived, and he wants to continue to paint, including Onari's beautiful bald head, which he has some fascination with.
Beautiful bald head.
Look, it's round. That's all there is to it. He wants to paint round things. Onari's a perfectly round head.
Exactly.
Which means he likes big butts too.
I mean, can you
They're round. They're round.
I
They're
guess.
round. I mean, they're round.
Yeah,
So.
but they're not circular.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
We get a big friendly reunion, but then we get two big plot twists at the end of this episode. The first is that Makoto finally reveals the problem that he's been having to deal with, even though ever since he kind of turned away from the Gamma, which is apparently that while he's physically appearing in this world, his actual body is in the Gamma world, and apparently Alan, while it's there, can do whatever he wants with it. So, yeah, Makoto's a bit of a jam. But then, just to make things even worse, as the episode ends, the royal family in the Gamma world, which is Alan, his older brother Adele, and then his father, I think his name is Adonis, and the other girl who her name is apparently Aria or something like that. I might as well just say Aria because I'm a fan of Game of Thrones. But
My
But
niece's name is Arya, so I can't do that.
they're all meeting, and someone walks in, and his name is. They refer to him as Magistrate Edith, and we get the reveal of his face, and it looks like Grandpa Sinan.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, you guys call him Magistrate?
Yeah. So
I thought
Yeah,
he was the general.
No, he's a magistrate.
No, it was the magistrate.
Edith.
Yeah.
I wonder
yeah,
if
that's
say a
all.
translation difference between the two subtitle people.
I-
Oh well.
how that works. But yeah, so pretty much two plot twists here, in case you did not get that. Makoto's body is in the Gamma world, meaning that the Gamma can do whatever they want with him, and a guy who potentially looks like Gramps, no, doesn't potentially look like Gramps, like looks like Gramps, could be working with the Gamma, meaning that Gramps is probably working with the Gamma all along. So, yeah.
Twist.
And they still haven't explained this. I'm just like, wait, are they two different people? Is it the same as DJ Singar from a guy?
They have explained it by now. Actually, well, it's
No, they
pretty
haven't,
much
they haven't.
implied by now.
It's
I won't say it
implied, but
now. I won't say it right now. But
it may be implied, but it actually still is.
It's still a mystery, yeah.
He's all like, "Oh, there's another person as handsome as me."
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh yeah, so this next two-parter, again, it was pretty good. The way that they got Makoto to come back from being evil was kind of standard, but it's typical tokusatsu stuff. I can't really fault it for that. Other than that, though, I do like how they bring it, how they actually have Hikaru befriend someone who we probably just thought was going to be a standard monster of the day. Kind of thing. I think that was pretty cool. I do find it kind of silly how it turns out that he just fainted and didn't die, but then again, it's still cool. He was an innocent character, so seeing him still alive is fine because it's a happy ending basically.
And
And
they got something else to mention, I think.
one of the most low key characters in this entire show that I don't think anyone has been noticing, the mailman.
I like the mailman.
No. There's more to him. There's more to him than just him being a nice guy.
There's more to him than meets the eye.
Because this guy did anyone catch his dialogue? When Takaru assumed that he couldn't see the ghost, and he was just trying to act like he was talking to himself or whatever. Then the mailman said something like, "Oh, it must be that," or something like that. So he knows what's going on.
oh yeah. I did forget to mention this. There is the scene with the mailman where he comes.
Yeah, the mailman's the one who mentions that Cannon's missing.
Yeah. Plus, this kind of created some bigger tensions with Hikaru and the Art Supply comics. And so when he was talking with him, the mailman couldn't see, and Hikaru just said, "Oh, it's nothing." And the Art Supply comic was like, "What? Screw you, man." So, but yeah, pretty good episode. Pretty good. I guess I do want to say it's a four-parter, I guess, because it's pretty much.
Yeah.
I want to call it like the Necrom Spectre saga. I guess that's what we
It's
can
just
call it.
Arc, really, like a couple episode arc.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't really have much else to say. I think the first two-parter was good. It created a pretty clever rivalry between Akari and Eagle, seeing as they're both scientists, and I look forward to seeing this be fleshed out more, seeing as you guys are now telling me that this is only the beginning. I guess the only weird thing about it was, I like the art like Gamma. I think he has a little bit too much of a fetish for round, bald heads, but you know what? That's fine. He's not, he is a Gamma, so I guess some of them can just prefer that. Yeah. Anybody else got anything to say?
No.
I really enjoyed the episodes. I'm really wanting to see I've always seen what happens next, but It's a good build up to what does happen next, and they do a good job doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really enjoyed the painting Kanma more than I should have, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I get like Riz. No, not Riz. Anthony, Chris, you got anything to say?
No,
It was
I
a
don't-
pretty good episode. Like I said, I do enjoy the painting Ganma. He was interesting, and it's one of the few instances where one of the uh, villain characters villain minions are actually working with the good guys. It's you hardly ever see that nowadays, but now it's more relevant to this series, which is interesting.
Well, I mean, I guess if I had to add something, it was a pretty good arc. Like it finally was able to introduce that Alan was important, like even more important than he was before. Like he was actually a writer, because like it wasn't really. I mean, it was kind of implied, kind of not implied, but being able to see like Necrom in action and all that neato stuff was kind of cool. But yeah, that was a pretty good set of stuff.
So yeah, I guess the general consensus is good four-parter. Like
Indubitably.
Ghost just continues to be
Yeah.
good. So this is once again Toku Secrets. Next time we will. I'm not sure what series we'll be doing. I'm hoping that we can do Duo just like a product. But we'll continue on with Duo during Ghost, and I'm hoping that with Chris now here, we might even be doing like full series reviews of Kamen Rider Super Sentai series that we've seen all the way through. Like I'm hoping to at least do Kamen Rider Kuga pretty soon when Chris is finished with that.
Yeah, I'll continue getting onto that really soon. I've just been taking a break because I've been busy, but definitely for sure be able to.
Well, you'll be seeing a
Get
lot
there.
of other Tokusatsu series reviewed now that we have another guy in this series. So look forward to that. Other than that, be sure to check us out on YouTube, iTunes, and Google Play. And I would also like for you to, and of course, you have to visit us here at animesecrets.org. And as per usual, check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Riz's Twitter is CMD Drake on both Twitter and Instagram. So yeah, check us out, follow us on those websites, and until next time, guys, this is Toku Secrets signing off. So have a good one. Later, guys.
Bye bye.
Oyasumi.
Hey you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Anime Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.